You're listening to Truth on Tap with host Kevin Kirsten.
Yeah.
The big show.
Yeah, bitches. I got some stuff to say tonight. Yeah. It's Caps on Tap, not Truth on Tap. Thought you knew. Yeah. Some say that karma is a bitch. Some insist it is a bitch. It's the big show, Caps on Tap. This is my friend who stayed in a haunted hotel. You think she was scared? You should have been one of them head coaches tonight. Yeah. Winnipeg was not happy. You're listening to Caps on Tap. It is a spin-off of Truth on Tap. We're going to be talking tonight about the Washington Capitals versus the Winnipeg Jets. The game just ended in a shootout. 5-4 was the final score. And you're listening to your host, Kevin Kirsten. Couple of conditions before we start tonight. First of all, I got some rather intense burns on my hand from messing around with the lawnmower today. I tried to use the old starting fluid method to get a tire to seal and forgot that I had gas on my hand. And I'm just going to let your imagination take it from there. Yeah, took a while to put myself out. So right now I'm nursing some first and second degree burns on all over the right hand. Unhappy times. I've had so many various forms of pain. I think most people my age have, and there's just nothing like it, man. There's just nothing like having your hand on fire and then not putting it out right away. Because what it feels like is, if you've ever done something stupid, like put a lighter under your hand or touched a stove or something, you know that sense of urgency you have to like immediately change that situation? Well, with this, it's your whole hand, and even after you've removed it from the situation, it feels like the fire has followed you. Well, that hasn't changed in the past 6 hours. However, the local hospital has loaded me up on so many drugs that I'm surprised I'm not cross-eyed right now. But I'm not going to let that or the pain stop me from doing a Caps on Tap show after a Capitals victory. Not going to happen. When the Caps win, Kev talks. That's how that go. If I have to get on here with some kind of text-to-speech engine, I don't care if my throat gets cut out. Kev doing Caps on Tap with you. We're going to talk about it. I didn't get to see the whole game because I was in the emergency room. But I got to see the critical parts of it. Saw some things we need to talk about. Very impressed with most of what I saw. You know where I'm going to complain if you're a routine Caps fan. You have no question about that. Throughout this broadcast, you're going to hear this sound. And hopefully it'll make sense to you. What it is a pitcher full of water with ice in it. A pretty heavy amount of ice. And my right hand has to go into it about a minute on and a minute off just to maintain some sort of tolerance for this, because burns of this nature do continue to feel like the fire is still there. They tried twice in the emergency room to wrap it up, put some medicine on it, and yeah, seeing my reaction, they let me put it right back in the pan of ice and water that I brought with me. Both times, 2 different nurses. Hooked up the IV, did all the drugs, and I even threw a tetanus shot in there. Why not? Can't hurt. Yeah, so I was over there helping my stepdad, who just had a back surgery himself about a week and a half ago. And he can't cut his own grass. So I'm out there hobbling around. I got my own structural issues. But I was capable of cutting the grass. I could do that. Even with my medical problems, I can bend certain ways and lean certain ways to tolerate that kind of thing. And blew a tire out. And going to get the tire to seal again. Most of you guys know about the easiest method to do that is spray some ether in there, some starter fluid. Spray it around the tube, light it, and it'll floom, It'll seal on those tubeless tires. And I've done it before, worked fine. The problem was this time that I forgot to use a piece of paper. We were in such a rush, the rain was coming, dark was coming. I just decided to use my lighter. Forgot that I had fuel on my hand because the fuel tank itself was leaking. And anyway, yeah, caught flame. The hand burning. Like 5 weenies roasting at once, sort of. And the bun, you know, with my palm. And you look at it for just a second, maybe a half a second, going, well, that's not at all right. That's not at all right. There's all kinds of things wrong with that situation. No one's hand should be ablaze. That's something you dream about in weird dreams, where you dream that, and then the next thing you know, you're with your boss at a badminton game where everybody is using chairs as badminton rackets, and that makes sense because it's a dream. So nobody's hand should be on fire. That's wrong. That's all wrong. That doesn't fit anything that's normal. So today wasn't a normal day. What are you going to do? But you know what happens on normal days that turn abnormal? The Capitals give up a couple leads, and then they come and win an impossible game. Well, you know what I'm talking about, don't you? In shootouts, for those of you that don't know, I'm trying to get something to drink here because my throat's almost closed. Just give me a second. In shootouts, when one team is leading and you've gone past the 3rd round, well, we were in the 3rd round, and you have to score to stay in it. That is an immense amount of pressure on that next shooter. Well, turns out that happened 3 times in a row to Capital shooters. Yeah, and they weren't the big stars. Nicky's kind of a big star. I'll be damned if every one of them didn't score. And we won the game. How about that shit? I was impressed with the performances I saw. I was a little bit concerned with some of the defensive play. You cannot let a team bowl their way into your zone, into your D zone, and start letting go of machine gun puck fire on your goalie, and then not clear the puck and let them have another round. It's hard to be a goalie. There is a lot of moving when you're a goalie. Just the act of trying to conceive when a shot is coming is just absolutely draining on the mental energy. When's it coming? When's it coming? Right now? No, not right now. Imagine doing that for the whole game. He doesn't get a relief. He's in there 60 minutes. It'll kill you. The thinking in that case is just as fast as a boxer might have to think. And not to mention they're wearing, depending on who they are, 20, 30, 40 pounds of gear. Okay, so they're breakdancing there in the crease, wearing a bunch of extra weight, and having to predict what's coming at them. Think about that. Bear with me, I'm moving a little bit slower tonight with the burns, and I'm not trying to focus on these burns, but I feel kind of a need to describe to you what exactly is going on here. As you know, everybody's all excited, and I'm glad for that. I know everybody's in a good mood. Because we just had a convincing win. Before we left home, and now we're on this five game road trip, and to come out on a hard road game, watch OV get 2 goals. I thought he might land a hat trick. When you can see a superstar like him get on the road and still be a superstar beyond measure, you get this feeling of confidence You know, as a team, of course the fans follow, but as a team, you're going, OV can be the king here too. It doesn't just have to be at the phone booth. Well, if he can be the king here, I can be a prince. Hell, I could be a court jester. I might even lead the Northern Army. Yeah, why not? So, that's what they did. Everybody living up to their roles. Holtby, hung out to dry a couple times by a shitty defense. Tell me this. When Johnny Erskine is in the lineup, do you notice a decrease in effectiveness of defense? Here I notice this, but it's only a correlation. I do not ascribe causation. I think Johnny's a good player. I think he's a necessary player, especially because he's our enforcer. I question, in my mind, why Nicky doesn't shoot more. I question, in my mind, why a John Carlson doesn't shoot more. What happened? He was shooting last year. Here's some other good questions. The entire 5 minutes of overtime, was Mike Green in there? Was Johnny Erskine in there? What was that about? Anybody know what that was about? You can call in. God help me for trying to answer it. The number's 910 no lying. That's 910-665-9464. As soon as I get my hand out of the water here, actually I'm going to try it with my left hand for a change. Then I'm going to make sure that the call line is open. I cannot do the text chat tonight. It's out of the question. So if you want to get in on the show, you're going to have to call 1 ringy dingy, 2 ringy dingy. And right now I have the call box up. And let me close out of this, open up that, and we are ready. Yeah, I'm gonna go through the box score very quickly, and if we don't have callers by then I will bring a rather, I don't know, I would call it premature into the show, but I'm happy to go on with you if somebody's involved in asking questions and calling in, whatever. Tell me what you think about the game tonight. What did you notice that was new? What did you see that concerned you? What blew your mind and impressed you? I missed the entire first period, so I'm just reading the box score now. Anthony Peluso, 2 minutes for roughing John Erskine. John Erskine, 2 minutes for roughing Anthony Peluso. Well, there's a surprise. Johnny Erskine, 2 minutes for high sticking. Well, there they go again with Peluso. Patrice Cornier, 5-minute major for fighting Tom Wilson. And Tom Wilson the same. Tom Wilson's always going to get in a fight, and he usually wins. I'm sure he won this one. In fact, I have not seen him lose a fight yet. Have you? I haven't seen him lose a fight in the NHL. I mean, he's had, what, good 7 or 8 of them? Yeah, he brings the noise, brings all that noise. Doesn't matter if he's fighting a new guy or a veteran. This 19-year-old Tom Wilson gets all Bruce Lee on people. Oh, let's see. And then we had Patrice Cormier, 2 minutes for unsportsmanlike of Tom Wilson. So that would have been... Okay, so that would have been somebody taking their helmet off. So he got the extra 2 minutes for that. Mikhail Grabowski, this would have been second period. Bam, he scores. Assist from Erskine and Ward. Thank you, Johnny. Let's moving on. Brian Little, bam, fights back shorthanded. Shorthanded's not acceptable. The way we've been doing our power play tonight, not acceptable. A lot of slacking going on for this league's best power play. Didn't like that. Don't like the relaxing. There were way too many breakaways tonight. You heard Locker say it. It was true. You know, we were giving them way too much ice. The D-men have to be able to get back. They have to. If they were getting in too deep, trying to get some offensive pressure on, that's one thing, but you have to have your eyes all over the ice. And if someone is even nearing that blue line on the way out, you got to beat them back to your goalie. And everybody knows the speeds. These guys they know who they're racing when they come into the game. So, got to know. And they didn't. Or if they did know, they ignored it. So that was a 1-1 score at that point. Then Grant Clitsome. What a name. What a name. Clitsome. Yeah, let me go ahead and spell that for you. Grant, C-L-I-T-S-O-M-E. Yeah, he got assists from Bogosian and Ladd. So that made it 2-1 Winnipeg. Alex Ovechkin, Gazunga. You knew it was coming. You just didn't know when. Assist, Mojo. Mojo finally doing something. I saw him show some speed tonight. I think they've got him scared. I think someone has threatened him, directly or indirectly, because he was playing like shit pretty much for the past half a year. Oh, he was making some nice passes. He was getting in on some assists. But was he using his burst speed? Was he? Was he using that shooting accuracy he has? No. No. He was being a slob. I'm sorry, but he was. Effort means everything. He can't be like a Chimera. Chimera comes every game trying to burn the bottoms off of his skates. You can't find that in a Mojo. If he's broken psychologically, they need to put him down on the second or third line and show him that the top line is for winners, grinders, people that put everything out there. So he got a little too comfortable. I would not mind trading him, and I was madly in love with the guy. I love Swedish players in general. They're just good hockey players. But then you get one that comes in and decides he wants to relax, just doesn't want to use all that skill, just kind of chill. No kind of chill, not in the NHL. No kind of chilling allowed. So that doesn't work for me. I almost think we ought to go ahead and get rid of Mojo while he's still got the speed, and we can get some money for him. Tell me why I'm wrong there, if you care. Call in 910-665-9464. Special burn victim tonight, bringing your show to you. Caps on tap. There was an announcer out in my area some time ago, and he was a sports announcer. And one of the things he used to like to say was, "Great to be here." Yeah. I like to say that. "Great to be here." So I copied that from him. It's not an original from me anyway, but yeah, I'll use it. Why not? It's 30 years old. I'll use it. So, you know what? Great to be here after a Capitals win, after a fantastic shootout. My hand still feels like it's in flames. And maybe that's appropriate, because aren't we playing Calgary soon? Yeah, well, maybe that's appropriate. Maybe it's a sign. I just hope the sign that a Caps fan is burned by actual flames doesn't mean the Caps team will be burned by the figurative flames. We don't want any of that. I mean, look at this. We're on a 5-game home stand, or I'm sorry, away stand, whatever you'd call it, road trip. And road trips are hard on hockey teams, especially when they're getting 2 nights between games, constant travel. You know they're going to have logistics issues. They're playing in Canada, all over Canada. Canada's a rather wide country, and they're bouncing all around. You know they're playing out west because they got games at 9 o'clock and 10 o'clock and 10:30. So 4 Canadian teams, I believe, including tonight, and then Philly will be the last away game. And then they'll have a couple home games. But good for them to pull this out tonight. Unfortunately, you don't want it to be that close, do you? That feels like a lucky win to me. You know, Holtby was not quite himself tonight. I didn't sense that full confidence. Although he made some of his shootout stops look easy, he also made ones that should have been easy stops look rather difficult, didn't he? So I don't know what kind of zone he was in. Could have been the O zone. Could have been something else. But, you know, you're going to have goalies fluctuate. They're going to have good games and bad games. All you want out of a good goalie in the NHL, is to stop 9 out of 10, give your team a chance, do that consistently. And that means some games they're only going to stop 7 out of 10, and other games they're going to get a shutout. But they're going to average that 9 out of 10 or better. And in the NHL, you know, a goalie that stops 9 out of 10 or more like 92% of the shots he faces is a good goalie. That's a goalie you hang on to and leave in the net. How else did we do tonight? Let's keep going down the box score here just to give you a better understanding of what happened and when. So at this point, we're still in the second period. Remember, nothing. It was 0-0 at the end of the first. Second period, all kinds of scoring going on. So you get Alex Ovechkin scores. He scores at the 15:50 mark. Then he scores again at the 18:02 mark. Again, assisted by Mojo. And then Blake Wheeler scores. So you got some back and forth going on. He's assisted by Kane and Scheifele. So now the score's tied at 3. So we go into the third. And the third, well, actually we have some penalties here. Yeah, the penalties listed were there. Bufflian, I don't know why they call him that when it's Bifuglian, but 2 minutes for roughing Mojo. That was kind of a funky call. I saw what happened. It was sort of a body slam, really. You know, using the elbow while using the skates behind to shove him and make him fall. One of those. Tom Wilson, 2 minutes for interference of Blake Wheeler. Brian Little, 2 minutes for slashing John Carlson. You see how this, it almost works out like a soap opera when you read it fast like that from the box score. It's another reason I love box scores. Troy Brouwer scores on the power play. Assist by Nicky Backstrom. Capitals, as far as I know, still have the best power play in the league. They had that last year and the year before. But you got to have your 5-on-5 play in order too. You can't just count on 5-on-4 because you can't count on good calls by the refs. They've missed some tonight. They missed high stick. They missed too many men on the ice. I mean, I don't know. So let's see. Troy Brouwer got that, making it 4-3 Washington. That was at 4:56 into the third, and then at 7:04 in, Brian Little, bam, comes back, makes it 4-4. And this was at the end of what looked like machine gun target practice on Holtby. That is when your defense is going, fuck it, we don't want to do anything. We're winning 4-3. That is a problem with the Capitals, my friends. Getting that 1-goal lead and thinking they have reached the promised land. Leaving their goalie out to dry. And after the machine gun assault and the failure to clear, and then the second machine gun assault, yeah, they scored. They're going to score in that situation most of the time. Any team. So Brian Little scores. Assist by Andrew Ladd and Devin Setaguchi. This is in the third. So now we're at 4-4 in the third. John Carlson, 2 minutes for hooking Mark Scheifele. Olli Jokinen, 2 minutes for hooking Joel Ward. And I'm scrolling with my left hand. So now we get into the shootout. We had no scoring in overtime. Overtime looked kind of slack. We did a lot of passing without shooting. That was silly. You know, overtime's 5 minutes. You want to, you know, rock and roll. Skate and bang. Get it done. Get some shots on net. Throw some fucking pucks at the goalie. Playing this four-corner shit. Now, I understand that shootouts generally favor the Capitals. So given the chance, if you could make it through an overtime and into the shootout, you have, I believe, given yourself a distinct advantage if you're the Capitals, depending on the team you're playing. I'd say over 90% of the teams in the NHL, a shootout's going to benefit us just strictly by chance, strictly by statistics. Shootout attempt by Blake Wheeler, saved by Holtby. Shootout attempt by Mikhail Grabovski, saved by Pavelec. Shootout attempt by Brian Little, saved by Holtby. Shootout attempt by Alex Ovechkin. No, he didn't score. Saved by Pavelec. Shootout goal scored by Andrew Ladd on Holtby. Shootout goal scored by Nicky Backstrom. Hey, Now it's 1-1. Because if Nikki hadn't scored, it would have been over right there. Right? So here's how we go again. Shootout goal scored by Olli Jokinen on Holpe. Now we've got to score again or it's over. So what happens? Shootout goal scored by Brooks-Laich on Pavelec. So what happens next? Another right in a row. Shootout goal scored by Devin Setoguchi on Braden Holpe. In other words, we have to score on the next one or we're out again. Shootout goal scored by Troy Brouwer on Pavelec. Then what happens? Shootout attempt by Evander Kane misses wide of net. Snapped from 13 feet. Then shootout goal scored by Martin Erat on Pavelec. I think what happened here with what Erat did is he kind of cemented his name into the Caps, didn't he? You know, they were playing him on the third or fourth line there, and he should have been up on the second or first. He's got some speed. He's got some control in the zone. I was not a huge student of Erat before he came to the Caps. Some of my friends were, and they knew that he was that good, and they were all really kind of baffled as to why he wasn't playing more time. That can always be something. It could be a small injury or something they're nursing, or just trying to kind of get a player comfortable with the team before they throw him up into prime time. Who knows what the reason was, but he's up there now. I think he's on the second line now. And the guy comes to play. He's, you know, barring any major changes, he is going to be a huge factor in wins-losses for this Caps team. And when he's playing well, there's going to be more wins. And he's not one of those players like a Carl Alsner that is just kind of there. You know, I compare Carl Alsner to a belt buckle. You need him, but he doesn't do anything. So this Erat looks like he's bringing some speed and some ingenuity, and obviously a little bit of shootout prowess. So yeah, banged it home, won the game. That was that. Overall, I think we've still got to get on our defense, stop letting them have open season on our goalie. If you got to give up one or two because the forecheck is working, okay, give up one or two. But at the very least after that, go trap the puck if you can't clear it. All right, give the goalie a break. And then find a clearing plan. If you've got a clear lane, as soon as you get the rebound from a shot on your goalie, you immediately pass. You don't just always want to clear it over the blue line. Try to pass to a person in the same colored jersey. Ideally, they'll be back there by the blue line already, and you'll set them up for a break. Because what happens when you're rapid firing on a goalie is that offense gets greedy. They start moving in and moving in and moving in because they want the score. They want the goal. Well, if you've got somebody playing higher up, you know, in the zone, then they're going to be available for a breakaway. And if they've got some speed, if you've got a Chimera up there high or an OV, you saw it happen tonight, they're going to break away and get a score. So what happens is you penalize them for having put so much pressure on your goalie, for moving, you know, the D guys in too close, and without giving them a chance to get back on a breakaway. So I don't know. That's pretty much what I saw. I don't have any calls right now that I know of. I don't have anything going on in the chat that I know of because I can't open it. So tonight's show, I guess I just wanted to give a bit of a recap on. I do want to talk more about the Caps in general and the NHL, but tonight's not a good night for that. I hope you'll excuse me. I got some bad burns on my hand, and first and second degree, but they're pretty much all over my hand. So I need to kind of tend to that and get in a more relaxed position here. So that's what we'll do. But I can't miss a Caps on Tap show. That would be sacrilege. So we did it. We most certainly did pull it off. Even though they've got me on so many drugs right now, I'm surprised my eyes aren't crossed. They should be. But they are not. They are not. They are looking straight ahead. For now. For now. So what we're going to do then, given all that and the fact that no one has called in on this particular show because they're all out so happy celebrating drinking, maybe they'll listen to it later, we're going to call it a show. I want to remind you with my left hand of what you've been listening to.
You're listening to Truth on Tap with host Kevin Kirsten.
And I want to thank you for listening to this show. This has been Caps on Tap. Your host, Kevin Kierstead, voiceover by Wes Johnson, Capitals Arena announcer. Look him up, wesjohnson.com, or you'll find him on Facebook. Gonna have to load up a Bad Ace song for you, as has been the tradition. This is a local group. I happen to know the drummer. We're going to play for you tonight, Kelly, and on that note, I'll be out.
Another phone and I keep it such a number, but I never can find my lady. The lost of a lady. And then she came walking through the fools who were still here talking. Lord knows she took me now screaming, but my mind I was only dreaming. Can't help but stand, and then you push me down. When I give you my hand, I was over, and I'm a little bit colder. Oh, now sometimes a man don't know what a woman can do till the jail breaks through when it's over, and he's a little bit colder. Oh, now everybody's got their money, she got the shout out, baby, man, I might be crazy, but I really do believe you're lying when you say there ain't no use in trying. Oh, you got to get out to get it. I can see that you're never gonna get it. Oh, can't you just give me a minute? Can't you see that I'm trying to get in it? Can't you let me hang and then you cut me down when the whistle sang you another name? And it was a whole new game now. Oh, now it's time to take your tall tales and leave them at the tracks, cause the train don't slow for you and me. And I'm a westbound man, I've got to catch my ride on. It's got to be another destination. Think I need a permanent vacation. I hope to find another revelation in the lobby of a whole concrete steel station. Oh, now maybe I'm a loser. Maybe all my tears amuse ya. Oh, but that don't mean a thing now. Everybody's gotta love it somehow. So don't look for me no more. I was gone 10 minutes for you slam the door and I'm going. And my heart's not showing. Oh, no, baby. But when the circus comes back to town, no, I might be fine with the figure face down. So you can give me coyote to a painted up pole with a brave new version of the old sideshow. Oh, Lord knows I walked that line and found on my own now. Get on, get up, get out, get it, get it, away again. Not for me, baby.
You're listening to Truth on Tap with host Kevin Kirsten.